Hi, in this video I would like to present a new position that I've just established on Tradier. The target here is SPX, and essentially we have a significant breakout happening now. The question is, what will the market do next? I think there's a good chance it will digest this rise through a sideways move, and that's why I've set up a call diagonal for it, targeting 4,500 and expiring this week. There's a minor volatility skew involved. The front leg had about an 11% volatility recently, whereas it's now at 9.4. The total fulfillment price has become 1.15, and 4,550 and 4,555 are the two strikes with expiration dates on July 21st and July 24th. I probably won't hold it until Friday, but I plan to close it out earlier. However, we'll see what the market does until then, and I'll continue from here. Well, it's the 18th now. The market broke out nicely upward today. The price already reached around 4,560, so what I did was move half of the existing position out to 4,590.95, and I was able to do this with a vertical roll for a debit of 0.60. So it has been transformed this way. Essentially, I tried not to leave too much of a gap between the two, so we have a 50 and a 90. Perhaps a 40-point difference is suitable for this volatility. Now what has happened is that both the lower and upper break-even points have widened, but of course this came at a cost, because I had to roll half of the position for 60. Here's a screenshot showing the fulfillment. You can see these got closed and these got opened. So that's all that happened with the position. I will continue from here soon. Well, it's the 20th now, and that small correction I was expecting has arrived. I just didn't know when it was going to come. The market made a doji candle yesterday, and today we are lower. So what I did was, since there is only 1 day left in this, I closed the lower one where the price just reached, because we're around 4,550 for 2.4, so the bottom is almost risk-free, not completely of course, and I kept the top one open, in case it gets pulled back. Here's a screenshot of the closing at 2.4. Now if we look at the SPX, maybe nothing will happen at all, but in such a rising trend, the first dips tend to get bought back. Even if not significantly, the market can pull it back, say to around 4,560.70. If not, then so be it. I would rather guess that in the short term there might be a retracement, which could bring a small profit for tomorrow, if we were to go up to around 4,570. However, if we go to 4,570 by tomorrow, this one will end up being a loss. So I closed out the 4,551 where we are now. If it continues to drop absolutely, then obviously this is a $50 loss, or I can get out of it in time. I would rather bet now that we'll move sideways here, or perhaps go a little higher, and they'll buy into the dip. Then again, I might be wrong. So that's the adjustment that happened. I will continue from here. Well, it's still the 20th, and earlier today I should have decided the opposite, closing the 4,590 and keeping the 4,550 because I sold it for 2.4, and now it's at 3.05. So far, it seems like the market has really dropped, and if we look at the NDX, it looks even worse. The Nasdaq is showing relative weakness here compared to the SPX, and it's also dragging the SPX down, knowing the weight of the tech sector stocks and the large stocks in the SPX. Therefore, I decided to close this out, because I could still get 1.20 for it, then maybe nothing will come of this. So, essentially, this position is closed. Well, not a great figure, unfortunately, because $70, even relative to initial risk, isn't too impressive, but that's the way it is. I closed it at 1.20 literally just a few minutes ago. The funny thing about this whole situation is that if I hadn't done anything, I'd have a profit of 380 now. It would be beautifully positioned almost in the middle if I hadn't transformed it. As we often see, the transformation itself can sometimes be very good. It can really save the position, but sometimes it significantly cuts into the profit. This was typically cutting into the profit. So that's about it. This position closed with a profit of $70. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you for your attention. Bye.